Hello students, see a final new syllabus or old syllabus strategic financial management paper 2 group 1 concept topic number 1 with regard to mutual fund is MF return. In mutual fund we will see practical problems with regard to mutual fund return, calculation of NAV and the mutual fund performance evaluation. In case of mutual fund return, we have written individual return, that is other than the mutual fund, and the mutual fund return. From that we have to calculate what is the required mutual fund. For example, if the individual return is 16%, then what will be the mutual fund return? What is required mutual fund? It should be more than 16%. Why? It has annual incurring expenses and as well as initial expenses. So in common sense, it should be more than 16% in the mutual fund required return. In case of calculation of NAV, concept number 2 in mutual fund, this is very important from the examination point of view. We have a reverse calculation of NAV or a direct return calculation. In this we have dividend also. Dividend that is a dividend reinvestment or a payoff. Two types of dividend. Dividend are paid off, that is withdrawn by the unit holders, or a reinvested back. That kind of questions will be asked in the NAV. Last part is third part is mutual fund performance evaluation. In that we have Turner's ratio, Sharpe ratio, alpha. So this is with regard to mutual fund in brief, but we will go through one by one. First concept, mutual fund return. Mr. A, this is a question with regard to mutual fund return. Mr. A can earn a return of 16% by investing in equity shares on his own, 16%. Now he is considering a recently announced equity based mutual fund scheme in which initial expense are 5.5%. So individual return is 16%, initial expense 5.5%. Now he is considering a recently announced equity based mutual fund scheme in which initial expense are 5.5% and annual recurring expense 1.5%. So annual recurring expense 1.5%. How much should the fund earn to provide Mr. A return of 16%? See here, you have option 1, equity investment. You will get 16% in your pocket directly. In mutual fund scheme, you need to require to get 16%, but there is a initial expense involved, there is a annual recurring expense involved in the case of mutual fund scheme. So initial expense is given 5.5% and 1.5% with regard to the annual recurring expenses. For that we need calculation. What is MF return? In this case, formula will be individual return divided by 1 minus, this will be deducted, right, from whatever we are getting individual return. This initial expense will be deducted, so initial expense will be deducted. For example, here we'll see plus we need annual recurring expense also, we have to recover that also. So 1.5 will be added. See 16 percentage MF own return divided by, this will be divided, plus recurring expenses, that is a 16.5 here, 16 percentage divided by 1 minus by 5.5 percentage plus 1.5, you will get 18.43. So the logic is, in order to get 16 percentage with compared to equity shares, then you need to get 18.43 in the mutual fund scheme, because it will this scheme has to recover initial expense and the annual recurring expenses. Next question, ascertain the target expense ratio in case the mutual fund earn is 18 percentage. Here it is given target expense ratio. So you need to understand what is target expense ratio. Target expense ratio is annual recurring expense ratio. So same formula you have to put, replace this formula from the 1.5 to x. Initial individual return is given 18, sorry, mutual fund return here 18, here 16. You have to apply everything same, but you have to calculate this one, same concept. Say here this is the solution, own return plus recurring expenses minus divided by 1 minus initial expenses. This have to be found out. So x is given, you will get 1.07 percentage. Calculation, ascertain the initial expense ratio. Now initial expense ratio, this will be replaced as x and everything is entered. Here it will come 19 percentage, then calculate, you will get 3.3 percentage. See here, own return is given, recurring expense 1 minus x, so x will be in the place of initial expenses, 1 minus this one. Calculate and you will get 3.03. So the formula is MF return is individual return divided by 1 minus initial expense plus annual recurring expense. Okay, we will continue with the concept number 1, mutual fund return. Question number 2. So this is with regard to dividend. I said dividend you can get dividend pay off or you can reinvest. When reinvest is there, NAV on the return is calculated. Pay off direct, whatever the amount is return is there, given to the unit holder. Here is the one question. SBI mutual fund has a NAV of 8.50 at the beginning of the year. What is the NAV? Net asset value. At the end of the year, NAV increases to 9.10. So if there is a reinvestment, this will be there. If we reinvest this period, meanwhile fund distributes 0.90 as a dividend and a 0.70 as a capital gains. What is the fund's return during the year? Funds returns is simple, whatever the total return is there divided by purchase price NAV into 100. So define total return. Total return is whatever you get as a dividend, whatever you get as a capital gain, whatever your NAV increases. So changes in NAV plus capital gain. If you get capital gain, you can add capital gain. If you get dividend, you have to add dividend divided by purchase price, that is NAV at the time of purchase price. This is what you get, what you invested into 100. So here change in price, change in NAV, this is higher amount, it is increase from 8.50 to 9.10, so it is a profit. Plus if it is NAV opening NAV 9.10, closing NAV 8.50, then it will be minus, loss. Then dividend is received, capital gain distribution, you will get total return divided by purchase price opening NAV into 100, 26.4547 percentage is the return. Whenever the percentage is return, it is default deemed to be understand, it is per annum, it is no need to required. Question is 1 year, at the beginning of the year, end of the year, no problem. If it is given for the same problem for 3 months, beginning of 3 months, end of the 3 months, then if you put percentage, the answer will be wrong, then you will get 0 mark. So percentage denotes for the per annum. So if it is for 3 months as per question given, now it is a proper, but if the in question it is asked for 3 months, then you have to do 26.47 percentage per 3 months, you have to write this one, then you can convert this to for 3 months into 3 by 12. So whatever get, you can write as a percentage. So that is a direct. Second question, had these distribution been reinvested? Here not reinvested. What are the distribution? Define the distribution. Distribution is a capital gain and the dividend. Is this a distribution? No, it is not a distribution. It is just a capital appreciation. So at an average of NAV 8.75, so reinvestment at 8.75, assuming 200 units were purchased originally, what is the return? So total, these are the two you will get as a distribution, 1.65 into 200 units, you will as a original units, this much you got as a return. So these amount can be reinvested. So reinvestment should be on units, so you need NAV. So NAV is given 8.75, so for 330 you will get 37 units. This is divided by NAV. So 37.7 units will increase. So 200 plus 37.71 at the end of the year. So what is the unit price? 9.10, correct? 9.10 closing units NAV. 237 0.71 into 9.1, you will get 2163.61. So this is how it come to 37.71 units into 9.10 closing NAV. Price paid for 200 units in the beginning. Investment. Purchase price, total purchase price, what you get, what you invested divided by same thing, total return divided by purchase price into 100, return divided by purchase price, you will get percentage return. So this is very simple sum for a 5 marks. One more question. Again, this is with regard to dividend, reinvestment and the payoff. Mr. X investor purchased 300 units ABC mutual fund at rate of 12.25 per unit. So this is NAV at opening 1 year ago. Over the year, Mr. X received, this is the distribution, dividend as a income, had received a capital gain 1 per unit. You are required to find out Mr. X holding period return, assuming that no load fund has a NAV 13. So this is a closing NAV. So again, total return divided by purchase price, that is opening NAV, into 100. Define total return, change in NAV plus capital gain plus dividend. Here it is, 300 units, amount invested 675, that is a capital gain, and dividend, how it comes, 1 rupee plus what is a 1.25 return. 1.1 plus 1.25 into 300, you will get 675. 3900. So this is a closing value, that is we know closing NAV 13 into we have 300 units, 3900. So total change in NAV, what is the change in NAV? 3900, closing, opening 3675, 3900 minus 3675, 225. So 225 capital gain, this is a 675 divided by purchase price 3675 into 100, you will get 24.49 percentage. Same thing with the reinvestment, but you have to take 12 point per unit, whatever the return is reinvested, and you will get the total units, and the total units will be added to the closing value, and it will be multiplied, and you will get the return. Same problem, similar to this problem. Next question, this is with regard to front end load and the back end load. What is front end load? Entry charge, exit charge. Back end is exit charge. When you invest in mutual fund, they will charge at the time of public offer. So when they sell when they sell mutual fund, that when you purchase they will charge, so that time they will charge, they will add some charges. When you redeem they will deduct, so you're loss on both the cases. So when you purchase they will charge some amount, they will, when you redeem they will deduct some amount, both the cases expense for you. So this is known as front end load, this is known as a back end load. This is basic, as you know. So public offer price consists of NAV plus front end load. So what is the formula? Public offer price is equal to NAV, that is at the time of purchase, plus front end load. Here they asked you have to find out front end load. This one you have to, this can be in percentage or it can be in rupees. If it is a percentage, it will be on the NAV. So here given 10 rupees, unit price is 10 rupees. The public offer price of 10.204. Redemption, that is a separate redemption will applicable for backend. Public offer price applicable for front end plus FEL. So this will come up to 0.204, that is in rupees. If you want write in a percentage, that is also possible. So that will be 0.04 divided by 10. In case of percentage, 0.204 divided by 10, 2.04 percentage. In case of backend, same thing, that redemption will be applicable. So redemption price is equal to NAV, they will deduct minus backend load. 9.80 is given, 10. So we don't have a closing NAV. This is a problem in the question. So we have to assume NAV for opening and the closing is 10. 10 minus backend we have to find out. So it will be 0.20. Percentage, 2%. So 2.04 backend, 2% exit load. So we finished first topic, mutual fund or return. Under mutual fund we have two more topic to go. Second topic will be NAV calculation. Third topic will be performance evaluation. We will see in next class. Thank you.